Hey guys, welcome back. So just a really quick disclaimer, these boards were given to me for free. So could that give me some bias? Quite possibly. But anyways, I hope you enjoy this little series of videos I'm going to put out about these boards.
Hey, welcome back you guys. In today's video, I'm going to try and take away a little bit of the mystery about these DBX boards. And I've heard all the marketing stuff, so we know it's basalt, we know it's thinner plies, we know that it's supposed to keep its pop for a long time. They've been around long enough that people can confirm that. We also know that they can be broken. It's not an unbreakable board. They were pretty clear about that, but I feel like some of the marketing was also a little bit misleading as to their strength. So right off the bat, just know that they are breakable. So if you are planning on buying one for the considerably higher price tag, know that you could wind up with a broken board in 30 minutes. So I'm gonna try not to pull any punches and let you guys know what I really think of these boards. So first off, what I have here is the 8.5 Eagle. This is their standard, or one of their standard 8.5 shapes that is under 32 long, so it's 31 and 7/8, and it tapers from almost 8.5 down to almost 8 1/4 at the very bottom right here, past the truck. And then I have, and the wheelbase is 14 1/4. And then I have this other one that is their 8 3/8, which actually measures closer to 8.5. It has a 14.5 wheelbase, so it's about 1/4 inch longer. And it's also about 1/4 inch longer in length. I also noticed that it's a different concave. You guys might be interested to see this. So I believe this concave is the one that they use on their longer boards, because if we put this one, so I think this one's like their standard R1. If we put it on top of here, we can really clearly see that the top board is a little bit steeper and that there's quite a bit of space between those kicks. And I noticed this immediately when riding the longer one. The longer one was way more flexible. And that is one of the things you're going to notice, is that they have a fair bit of flex. The tighter concave is actually pretty good. It feels like the exact right amount of flex to give you a lot of spring. So when you're skateboarding, I think a lot of people don't understand that the board actually pops you up, kind of like a diving board. And so when you have a board that's too stiff, it's like when you roll the wheel all the way out as far as it goes, and the diving board just doesn't bounce much. And when you have a board that's too flexible, it's like rolling that wheel all the way back, and you kick down on the tail and there's like this delay from when the front of the board starts to go up, and it can kind of mess your timing up. And personally, when I was skating this flatter, more drawn out concave with the longer wheelbase, I would kick down on the tail and I could feel it flexing, and I was riding it at the time with Indy Standard, so a heavier truck. And it just felt like that board did not want to come up until way too late. So things like tray flips, my tail was hitting too soon, and I had trouble getting it off the ground. I would maybe need like a much bigger wheel to compensate for that. However, when I was skating the shorter one, it seemed to have the exact right amount of spring, the kind of spring that actually lifts you up when you jump, and it kind of snaps right back up to your feet. So the timing on this one was really good. This one is a Manderson shape. I don't know if they've done a DBX in a Manderson shape. This was like a sample I got ages ago, like probably a year and a half ago. And I just kind of never got into riding them, but it is clearly the same concave as the one I'm about to ride today, the 8.5. The other thing that a lot of people say is that these boards are really light. So first let's weigh a regular deck. This is a Baker, it's their 8.4-ish. 1300, like 1314. Now let's check this one. 1312. So it's actually not lighter. We could weigh a few more boards just to be sure. 1371. That's a crooked deck. Oh, here's another crooked deck. 1345. 1334. I think it's fair to say that these are on the lighter side of a board its size, but as we could see, the Baker was basically the same weight. So I think the lightness is because they're so thin. It gives the perception of being light. The thinness is another thing that, like for sure, these are gonna razor tail way faster. You need to know that right away. There's no way that this isn't gonna razor tail if you're skating on rough ground any slower than a regular deck. So keep that in mind. If you razor tail your boards really fast, that's what's actually gonna make you need a new board. So I'm just about ready to go out and ride those boards, but first a quick plug. I did get a little package from Tactics. If you are looking for any skate gear and you want to support the channel, feel free to do your shopping with the links that I put in the description. So what did they send me? They got a nice flannel shirt, a toque. Be wearing that later today. It's kind of cold. And some pants. These are the Brad Cromer Huff pants. I thought I'd give them a try. I want something to make the Sal's look a little more 90s. So these are a 34. They might be a little snug, but when I hold them up to my waist, it looks like they are gonna be long enough. Look at that, we got lots of space, that's great. These pants feel really nice. 34 fits me perfectly. Shirt might be a little on the short side for an extra large, but it'd be fine if you're not as tall as me. The cuffs on the pant legs might be a little too small. For this shoe, I kind of need them to be wider so it sits over it, because the less of the shoe you can see from the top, the better they look. But anyways, the clothes are just an extra thing. I think actually these pants would look really good with slimmer shoes, like a Vans Old School or a Nike Blazer. But yeah, we'll see. You don't know until you start skating in them, which, speaking of that, better get to it. Okay, so on this one we have Indy Standards, nice and heavy, 52 millimeter classics. This one we have Thunder Standards, both 149 with worn down 52 millimeter classics. Like I said, I tried this one on the Indies, didn't really like it, so this is gonna be what I warm up on today. I've been working a ton and I just never have time off when it's dry these days, so I'm only skating like once a week. It's all rusty. So that last one was actually a weird little trick that Sal showed me at skate camp. Just 5-0 stall into disaster. It was a weird trick, but it looked kind of cool. Did them backside too, and they don't really make sense, but I'll try. Kind of like it. Okay, as per my last videos, I'm going to jump right into trying a bunch of 360 flips and frontside flips to see how natural it feels. This is me way more than the setup, for sure, because I actually tried it a little bit a week ago and felt so much better on it. I would say this just is me feeling off today. Okay, so my performance is definitely nothing to write home about. Let's try this one. Yeah, it's me. This one feels so much better to me today. Today, I like this one better. I think I might just fully indulge the madness and try some titaniums on this. So I have a set of brand new 149 forged titanium that I've been hanging on to for just such an occasion. But one of the reasons that I've been hesitant to try them is one of the characteristics about these decks is that they have a different resonance. They're harder. And that already makes it kind of feel like forged plates. So because they're thinner, they already feel lower, and because they have that different resonance, you already have a little bit of that kind of tinny, but also feeling more connected to the board feeling from them. And I've been curious as to what forged plates would feel like on top of that. Like it might be over the top, so I was hesitant to try it, but today we're gonna find out. So I've actually skated this shape, the 8 3/8 with the 14.5 wheelbase in an iShod slick many years ago, and it's on the channel. And I skated it with 149 titaniums, and I actually loved this setup. So hopefully this works out. I'm not expecting to skate any better today. It really is me, I can tell, but the board just felt off. So again, not expecting to be better, just hoping for the setup to feel better under my feet. And the girl long neck hardware won't actually fit. So because I have the thin board and the thin forged base plate, this girl long neck hardware actually won't work. There's not enough threads on it. Thankfully, I just found some 7/8 mini logo hardware, so you can see the difference there. It's threaded all the way. Okay. There they are, nice and shiny. So I'm gonna take some time to warm up and break the bushings in before I film anything. So I could see some people really liking this, but to me it feels like a robot board. Just too much going on. I feel like there's too much feeling coming through it. It's just really weird. Before I forget though, I should note it doesn't feel too flexible anymore. I would say the lighter trucks did help it not feel like a diving board with the wheel rolled too far back. So I might actually try it with the Indies again, because who knows? Maybe I'll like it better. I mean, like the Indie standards. Okay, back to perfectly broken in, but still quite new 149 standards. Instantly, that feels so much better. Yeah, you really can have too much tech. So this is so much better. My pop's gone though. My pop's lower for sure, but my consistency is up. I feel like my form is maybe slightly better. Like I just couldn't figure out what to do with that setup the way it felt with the titaniums. Like I said, too much tech. It compounds. I either want one or the other, not both. Whoa. Okay, this will be a good test, because if I can do this in not too many tries, then it means it's not too heavy of a setup. All right, that wasn't too bad. Once I gave it 100% commit, it was actually pretty easy. I actually really love this board. But if I'm being totally honest, I actually think it's this concave and the kicks that I like more than anything. I didn't actually know that they use this one for the 8 3/8, and it's kind of what I've been looking for, just a more stretched out version. I don't actually mind that the rail to rail concave is a bit more, because it's still mellower than the regular one they use. It's a really nice board. Let's do it better. Yeah, I really like that. Again, not as much pop, I think, as I get on hollows with a regular deck, but like, really like the feel of it. I like being able to skate standards on it and have it feel really good. So I'm gonna try a couple more tricks. Switch tray, switch front heel. Those are hard ones, especially on a longer wheelbase, but this sort of mellow concave, like right now I'm not even into the DBX part of it. I'm just actually into the shape and the concave of this board. Okay. Okay, I'll take it. Now I'm just getting tired. That took too long. I'm never going to win any awards for best switch front heel, but I'm glad I could still do them, because there was a period of time where I thought I'd never learn them again. So progress is progress. Also, these pants are actually, they might be my new favorite pants. They're no restriction, like the leg movement, whatever you want to call it. It's fantastic. So great pants. I want to get some more sessions on this board before I really dial in my opinion on it. So